timeshares and co-ops, be surprised, even though we might not call them real estate, there is some need for those to be searched. Usually it has to do with litigation or some type of individual search. Usually the person ordering the search doesn't need all that much information, especially with a co-op or a timeshare. There's not much information anyways. The whole building is owned by a corporation. The units are owned by shares. You can't really do a full search on the whole ownership and everything else. And quite frankly, the client probably doesn't need all that. They might need to know really civil court records for the unit owner. That's why it's important on that to get the name of the unit owner. Not so much the address or the unit number, but the unit owner name to find out civil court records. If there is a mortgage, which really isn't a mortgage, but a loan on a co-op, it's really usually a UCC1 loan or loan against shares. That will be in normally civil court records, or I guess in Pennsylvania where they call it prothonotary in Pennsylvania. Anybody from Pennsylvania? No? That's
What was it you were asking about, though?
the civil court records for the UCC1s or the private mortgages. Prothonotary, that's right, in Pennsylvania. That always intrigued me. On co-ops and timeshares, I'm saying this from experience, be very careful with document copies, because the co-op original documents and the timeshare documents usually is about this thick, and if the client really needs them, that's fine, but if you have to get them from the courthouse per page, per copy, it's going to be a lot of money, and certainly don't want to include it in a price. And even if you include it separate, make sure you get paid for it or get a deposit in advance, because if you charge $150 or whatever for a search and then the documents are $400 and you already got them, then I say, well, I don't need the documents anymore, and now you're stuck with a pile of paper that is not good. There's some business for that, co-ops and timeshares. One of the areas of timeshares is that whole timeshare resale thing. There's people that are doing searches on those. There's enough around where you could maybe pick up a few a month depending upon what part of the country you're in. And then the last area we'll hit on real quick is non-industry searches. In the investigative industry, with my private detective agency, I can do a lot of the title searching myself when we need to do searches for clients or for investigations. But I can tell you, in the investigative industry, there's a lot of research of public records done. A lot of investigators and private detectives want to do it themselves. That's fine. Pulling one document at a time from a name index, that's fine. Creating a title report is something that my argument would be you want a professional to do. You want an expert to do. And an investigator should be doing his time doing investigations. And if you are in an area that you can market or contact those people, you can demonstrate how them spending a little bit of money to have you as a professional do it is better off than them taking all their time doing it rather than being out in the field or doing investigations. They use title records frequently, especially now with a lot of the mortgage fraud and some of the mortgage assignment fraud. They're doing title forensics and all these other things, looking at signatures, looking at documents. You can help with that if you can connect with the investigative industry. There's a couple other industries that need searches, and we found this through the detective agency. Political campaigns, looking up opponents, right? And prior to, I knew there was going to be an election here today for board members. I did a lot of research on Ed. He's my opponent. But no, there's a need for that. And this time of year, political season, it's not just the opponent. Sometimes people in the political campaign, the people that are working in the campaign, they want to do research on. Short sale, performance of lenders. If you're a homeowner that is trying to do a short sale and your lender won't, sometimes the attorney will say, well, what's the performance of that lender with other short sales? That requires title searching. Okay, those are all other areas. There's a lot of other industries that need title searches besides the real estate industry, and that's where I think there's a big opportunity.